So with that all being in mind, let's look at the patch notes. New content. Oh, the Learning Hub has a bot beatdown. You get these orange colors for beating up some bots. And this is like the new UI for this. This is cool. A new widget has been added to the home screen that directs to the Learning Hub. This widget has temporarily replaced the news hub. Ranked rewards. At the end of season 0, you'll earn ranked rewards for the highest rank you've reached this season. Something I would like to know immediately. Is there no reward for being challenger at the end of the season? Because if so, I'm pretty sure I already hit challenger this season. And I haven't played any ranked in I don't know how long. If it is that there is a reward for ending challenger, I would like to know that. Because if they say in the last like week, they're like, hey, if you were challenger, you get a cool chroma, I'm gonna be pissed. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta know right now, is there anything else for challenger besides just hitting it? Anyway, core rules. Assists no longer have collision after they become invulnerable. Thank God. They're no longer Ray Lewis. They're no longer just fucking linebacking. Parry Shockwave is now full screen. This means that parrying physical attack should always lead to a punish and should interrupt something like Teemo's S1 super. That's big too. I'm a victim. For those of you who are like, what does this mean exactly? Super tag. I parry Ahri, and then I have to just block. I'm just stuck. So yeah, this is what the fix that they made, or the change that they made, right? This change does not read, when you parry a dart, it's over. If you parry the projectiles, it doesn't do anything. You just immediately go dink, 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 dink. If the player you're fighting is so bad that they leave a gap and you have a physical strike during the Teemo super, that you can parry. The shockwave from this shockwave that you can see comes out to about, it's hitting here. This shockwave now goes all the way to the edge and would stop Teemo from shooting these darts. The dart super is like basically the same outside of an interaction like this, which is pretty rare. Yeah, this is actually one of the only clips I can think of where this happened. You probably need something like this. That is how it works. Parrying darts doesn't matter. See? I parried a dart there. Throwing a rolling opponent now adds the correct amount of combo scaling. I don't know if you guys know about this. This is one of my least favorite bugs in this version. When you throw a roll, like as a punish, then you actually got worse combos because it would like count for additional scaling. You had to like lab combos that were like throw combos or throwing a roll specific combos. Fix the bug where champions were unable to block after whiffing a midair break. This is a very annoying one. This is why we had to yell at every slammer. We're like tag, 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 tag after they burst because they were otherwise you can't block in the air. So this fixes that. Air throw whiff recovery at extremely high jump arcs is no longer shorter than it should be. Happy birthdays will be more consistent. We'll see about that. Champion balance. Ahri. Spirit rush at midair now has reduced hit stun late into a combo. I wonder if this means she can't super after. Ahri's longest combos will be shortened. If used early in her most common combos, you should notice a difference. I wonder if my corner combo works still. Does this combo not work anymore? Hello, boo. They did shoot this. You could still do the bounce, and then if you can do bounce, you can limit strike. It's just a worse limit strike than before. Right? Like this. Wait, remember the brand new combo I learned yesterday? Does it not work anymore because of the less hit stun on this? Say it ain't so, man. Ahri now has the correct amount of invincibility frames on her ultimate when it's blocked by an enemy point champion at the same time as an assist champion. These are known issues. Charm hitbox reverted to a previous smaller version, and some of her combos still drop on Warwick. Yeah, he has a weird hitbox versus her. Not much else. Otherwise, Ahri is very good. She's one of the better characters in this version, right? If your character doesn't get changed in a patch where lots of the strong characters get nerfed, those are buffs for your characters. Your character will improve overall. Like, you need to pull your brain back and view all of the changes. So for example, Ahri not getting nerfed, but Ekko and Yasuo and Teemo getting nerfed is a great patch for her, because even though she doesn't get changed, all of the characters that are better than her getting nerfed is huge. Blitzcrankington. Rocket Punch now destroys projectiles more effectively. It now appears 5 frames earlier. That's pretty juicy. Projectile destruction properties now apply to the extended arm as well as the fist. This will be much better against Teemo Slingshot, I think. And also against Timewinder. I don't have to do it preemptively. I can just react to Slingshot and do it. Nice. Okay. Does it beat Jinx S2 yet? I mean, it's always beaten Jinx S2. This seems very big. Steam charge, hold S1, generates a full bar of steam 25% quicker. Wrecking Ball midair now generates 20% more steam on hit. Oh my god. This is very good, I think. So he can get it off the screen and then start. Hold on. That is. you can punch the rock and then do this and get full steam pretty quickly. And that's nice because obviously this goes through everything, right? So you just have to do this later than you think. Just kind of unintuitive. If I'm clearing these and then he tries to shoot a projectile at me, it at least gives me like an option that has like more, you know, I have a little bit, I'm doing a little bit more here. Stop that. And the Time Winder one is big because Time Winder assist is probably the hardest thing for him to stop in the game. This assist is really annoying for him. So being able to do that is pretty nice. Okay, I saw people complaining already that like these changes for Blitz were not that good because Steam is useless. My impression of Steam is the opposite. I think Steam is very good because having a armored command grab that you can just mash that also beats throw means interacting with Blitzcrank feels fucked, like basically up close. You just like always have to jump basically because otherwise you just get armored command grab. Yeah, it makes the super do more damage. It's just really scary in general. So getting more Steam from literally everything is great. Final hit of Charge Wrecking Ball block stun has been increased by 12 frames. It's now +4 on average. When they say fully charged, do they just mean only if it goes all rotations or like if you swing at least once? I wonder how that works. Final hit of fully charged Wrecking Ball hit stun has been increased on grounded opponents. Oh, you can combo more easily off of it. Why the fuck did they give Blitzcrank this? I say this not because I'm mad that he got it, but because I'm confused. Like what is this for? Like are we landing this in a match all the time and I just don't know it? I guess that makes sense if you're doing this stuff and then you like push them into it. I guess. Bug fixes, invulnerable or rocket grab assist. This one is annoying for sure. Forward S2 now probably pushes them back when the final hit is blocked and the glow VFX of this. No. Steam is a pretty nice buff to this character because having a command grab that is armored that you can just mash in any gap is really fucking spooky, it turns out, and it makes you always want to disengage with character, which means that you get to just chase them more as Blitzcrank and then kill them. Good thing you just never have to be up close because Blitzcrank can't close the gap. I mean, these buffs also buff Blitzcrank's ability to close the gap though, because the anti-projectile option is better, and when you have Steam, you're faster. No, Blitz is not faster in Steam. That's from a different time and place. Smile. There was a different reality with the Steam thing, but you know, that's not for our multiverse. These are nice changes. Braum, nothing. Darius, bug fix. All right, now real changes. Ekko is overperforming. They're taking steps to tone him down. We're making nerfs to bring his assists more in line with other champions, as well as making Time Winder less oppressive and neutral. So forward assist, my time. There are other forward assists that do some things better. Vi assist gives you more block stun to work with, but it's slower. Warwick assist is also similar to this assist, but the speed and reliability and block stun was just so good that it like didn't matter. Startup has been increased by 2 frames. Block stun has been reduced by 3 frames, which is a really big change. This is a massive change. If you call it twice in a row, it's no longer gapless. Total travel distance has been reduced by 15% over the duration of the move. My time? Oh shit. Oh shit. It is no longer his time. That is much slower. Wait, let's try this. Oh my god. Oh fuck. I really hated the way this worked in neutral. I really hated 2x Ekko assist in general. The big thing is I'm kind of sad that the block stun is worse for the assists because I think having block stun to keep them in check is nice, but I do think that 2x assist jailing makes it too strong probably, so I get it. I hated just my time from full screen. I think it's so gross. I think it's gross with every character though, not just Ekko. I think Darius doing double shoulder, Braum doing double tackle, Warwick doing double headbutt. I think all of the 2x forward assists that just take up the whole screen. Yeah, loud. Like I think all of those are really gross. Time Winder assist is 5 frames slower. Mega Time Winder is 10 frames slower. Yeah, it used to be the fastest super assist in the game. Duration of Time Winder has been reduced by about 25 frames. It was 105 frames and now it's down to 80 frames. Oh, his combos are going to be so interesting now. Not, why fuck me for? I'm like the only one who did this combo. Okay, it seems like we're okay. Time Winder took up too much space for how committal the option was. Often in our game, 2 seconds of high octane combat feels like 2 minutes, and Time Winder lingered long enough that players assumed it was gone and then would get clipped. Midair Time Winder duration has been reduced by 6 frames on average. Block stun before it expands has been reduced from 33 to 24 frames, i.e. if you do it point blank, it's much worse. Block stun after it expands has been reduced from 37 to 32 frames. Okay. No longer triggers proximity guard. That's a nice change. 2M has a lingering hurt box during recovery frames and has 2 more recovery frame. Remove minimum damage override on his S1 super. So this hurts double super routes. And his ultimate does less damage when not used as a counter. Let's look at double time winder super combos. We can try this one. So 576 on the tag launcher there. I feel like that did like 650 before or something, no? 670? Okay, I'm not tripping. Wait, that actually, did you see how much damage difference that was? His crouching hurt box is bigger. He can now rewind after a break. The greatest fucking change of all time. He literally couldn't use any rewind mechanics post burst, which meant that he like was basically not a real character for like 5 seconds. So net buff, hell no, it's a bug fix. These are pretty reasonable nerfs, I think, from top to bottom, right? These are pretty nice. I think he's decent amount weaker, but probably still quite a strong character, right? Jinx and Alawi not changing, it doesn't surprise me that much. I think Alawi is already a character that is very, very, very strong. So like she's gonna probably feel a lot better this patch. And I think you'll probably see her a bit more because of it. Yeah, any forward assist in the game feels a lot better with Ekko assist nerf. All the other forward assists gain some value in that sense. Like Alawi's is huge. Teemo. I've got thoughts. Super assist should be easier to punish. The hurt box is bigger and the mushrooms disappear if Teemo is hit. Thank God. Forward S1, frame advantage is now -3 on block instead of 0. I don't know why this is 0 on block. -3 is still probably hard to contest for some characters. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause like he could probably just walk back, let you whiff and then hit 5M again. Charge bandle dash went from -11 to +2. It makes sense. You can parry it, right? His blow dart super does less damage and combos that convert will be much shorter. i.e., if you get hit by the whole dart super, you don't get to do a whole Yasuo combo at the end. But what I'm worried about now is if like 5 darts go by and then I mix you in the middle, am I still getting like a fucking whole combo? The scaling is high enough there that he can do that. Okay, how many darts have to hit for that to happen? Okay, I mean, if the darts hit late like that, he still gets a whole combo. It's just scaled. It's not going to be that big of a difference, I think. Instant overhead, no longer forces stand on hit. This will force him to use an assisted combo or complicated setups, i.e. like put a shroom on you or whatever, right? Hitbox is now lower so that it's easier to do it, which is also like, it's better now, but it's harder to combo without an assist. He can no longer do this on crouching characters, but that's about it for like his actual nerfs, because you could just call an assist. If I do this, you can still combo off the instant overhead, and they made it easier to hit on crouch as well. This character is like by far the best character in the game, and I think that has not changed. In fact, I think the nerfs to the other strong characters will probably exacerbate this, in the sense that I cannot imagine that this character is not the best the rest of this patch for sure. After reading the Ekko notes, these changes are like shocking to me. I imagine the difference in power between him and the rest of the cast is probably larger in this version. I mean, my assumption is that this patch got locked in right around the time where the last patch came out. And I don't think most people realized how good Teemo was until about like 4 or 5, maybe a week after he was out or something, right? I think he got very little nerfs relative to his power level probably. Probably not much, right? Warwickington. Additional hitbox on Warwick's M. His 5M has more hitbox? Oh. It now hits lower and closer to him. Yeah. Yasuo. This is the big one. Stance 2H has 25 less damage. Stance 2H minimum damage scaling has been reduced. And this is a general damage scaling nerf to Yasuo, but it's targeted primarily at highly optimized double down combos. Stance 2H has been reduced by 20. It went from 130 to 110. And Steel Tempest S1 damage has been reduced by 5. Air 2H can no longer be canceled in his special moves on block. This being cancelable on block allowed him to layer multiple mix-up options without much risk and without an assist, which is the bigger problem to me. He has more landing recovery on this also. And Stomp now pushes back slightly further on hit or block, and the frame data is the same. Stomp is 0 on block, so stomp L whiffs now, which that's nice. Backwards movement speed has been reduced by 20%. I think his backdash is like the most egregious in the game personally, given that the rest of his neutral and approach and like stance and everything else is so good. To encourage Yasuo to use his special movement mechanics, we're lowering the base movement on backdash and increasing his movement on stance backdash. That's cool. Oh my. Oh my God, what? His air S1 has been increased in size. It's a hurt box, thank God. 2H has been nerfed in power. Startup frames have been increased by 3. It was 11 and now it's 14 frames. Yeah, this move was like too good. What's the normal corner combo he does? Because it uses 2H, right? I wonder if it doesn't work anymore because of this. Yasuo players find New combos in another patch, I think. His super assist has been increased. Yeah, I mean, they got the same change to Ekko, right? And bug fixes. I saw someone say, why are we nerfing anti-airs about that 2H nerf? That is fucking... we gotta call the cops. If you want to trade 2Hs, I would happily trade my 2H for Yasuo's any day of the week. Even the nerfed one. My big complaint about Yasuo is I think he should have more power in like stance and his normals and stuff. I think they should kill this move. This move should be dead. I really think this move in neutral, the way it's used now, is disgusting. This character should not be playing neutral by doing jump air S1 and calling an assist. His kit is very similar to how it was before. My guess in this patch is that this character and Ekko are still very good, but that their nerfs are pretty reasonable and that they'll be noticeable. Particularly this change. This change I think is really nice for like every interaction you deal with. I think Ekko got nerfed slightly harder, but I think Yasuo and him both got nerfed quite a bit more than Teemo. All the rest of this is quality of life stuff like controller issues, you can set your layouts, etc., bug fixes. The camera no longer locks in place when handshake tagging after a break. That's pretty nice. And these, cool. So there's the patch. If you're wondering why Juggernaut is not getting buffed and why it got nerfed in the first place, I can tell you why. Playing against Juggernaut before was maybe one of the worst experiences in the game. The play pattern against Juggernaut was like this. Round start. I back up because you're Juggernaut and you have no assist. I use my assist to win an interaction in neutral because you don't have one, and I hit you. You burst. Your burst was like plus 30 something or whatever. Then the game begins. I would spin the wheel. Does the Juggernaut player hit me immediately? In which case, my character is dead. And maybe my next character is dead. Or do I run away and avoid you? In which case, I probably win the match. And like you may say, well, nerf Fury so that Juggernaut can be strong. Well, the problem is, what if you need Fury to be good for the rest of the game? I would still guess, outside of high levels, that Juggernaut is very strong. I think it was the least fun I had fighting anything in the game, for sure. I think Sidekick is pretty... Dude, I was watching GC Yoshi play Sidekick Blitzcrank Teemo. He was playing this at like 800 LPGM, by the way. And he would just do round start, Teemo super assist every single game. So if it works all the way there, it's probably pretty good everywhere. Thoughts on the patch overall? I'm surprised the Ahri change is what it is. It doesn't remove her combos really. It just makes them very slightly weaker. I think the Ekko changes feel pretty big. I think he'll still be good, but he's noticeably weaker for sure. The assist nerfs mean that 2x Ekko is not very good. I think already though, lots of other characters are really good in 2x anyway, right? Like 2x Vi is really strong, 2x Braum and 2x Darius and 2x Teemo darts and then Alawi forward and this assist, they're already really good. The 2x assist just going doom doom across the whole screen and just clearing the entire stage and forcing me to interact with it, and then also having the threat of handshake tag is like, yeah. The problem I have with 2x assist persists in the game still, just with all the other characters instead. I think the Yasuo nerfs are decently noticeable as well. They both make sense to me though. Teemo is like very similar. The only difference in super tag you'll probably notice is that people will have to do very short limit strike combos at the end if the whole dart super hits, and that you won't get nuked off of it, which is a good change. If you mix someone up and hit them on the last dart, you still get the whole combo after. It's just scaled a lot. The blitz changes I think are pretty nice, but the thing about this character is if you like this guy, you're playing him, right? So I don't know how many new faces will be won over by like Blitz getting buffed. He's already got some shit and like not a lot of people playing him. I've fought some sweaty people who play Blitz and like he's pretty scary, I think. Same thing with Braum. I mean, I played so much Braum. His character is good. His biggest problem is this fucking dickhead right here. It's nothing to do with Braum himself. It's just this guy in this game. And this game doesn't have that many characters, so it's much more noticeable, you know? Characters that are probably noticeably stronger, I would guess are Ahri and Teemo. Afterwards, I would guess that like all characters with good forward assists gain a lot of value in this version. Some of the teams that relied on 2x Ekko assists to clean up their offense, they might not want Ekko as much. I would guess also that people are gonna play Alawi a lot more. So this is last patch, right? Thanos, and then it's like, who are all the people Thanos has with him? Maul, Cull Obsidian, and what's the other one? It's just the Black Order. Sure, it could be the Black Order. The rest of this is like, I don't know, the order doesn't matter that much, but you get the idea. Warwick downplay. What do you want me to... Okay, now he's in the right spot. Like, what, what do you want him? Okay, now huge change. Like, he's in a totally different spot. Bro, it's all the same. This is what it was looking like before. New patch? This is what the patch is like, basically, right? I hate this patch. Do you play Yasuo and or Ekko? Both? Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I can't lie. I think both characters are in a much better place after the patch, and I think it's pretty chill. It doesn't matter how good these characters are, really, because I think they'll be popular because they're fun and, like, pretty challenging to do cool, fun stuff with, like burrito and like other fun things you can do with the clone. And then same thing with the Yasuo combos and stuff. The real thing is, like, where do we stop with these two characters? Like, the nerfs seem like they're reasonably big, and people probably won't stop playing these characters. So like the next tournament's gonna happen, FlyQuest is gonna post an image and there's gonna be like 6 Ekkos and 5 Yasuos or 6 Yasuos in the top 8 or whatever, and then people are gonna be like, this patch didn't change anything, this sucked. But in reality, I think most people just want to play these two characters anyway. The normal characters in the game are just like these 5. So I think they'll just be popular no matter what. And if you're looking for like mix up rushdown characters, like these two satisfy that itch, right? So I wonder if like they're just gonna keep being like, fuck, everybody's playing Ekko Yasuo, we gotta keep nerfing them until like everybody just has to play Darius Alawi or like some shit like that, right? I do wonder what the end goal is, because these two characters are weaker for sure. They're still gonna end up being really popular. So like, what are you gonna do there? Are you gonna just accept that their character archetypes are popular because of the champion pool, or are you just gonna keep beating their ass? Yeah, Teemo really got away with like a murder here. My guess about this patch is that all of the Teemo stuff that they knew are fucked up and people have been abusing has been found in the last like 2 to 3 weeks, and the patch was probably finalized like back here. So that's probably the biggest problem, right? Which they even mentioned. They even said like, yeah, a lot of this gets locked in forever ago, yada yada. So the TLDR of everything today, they have bigger changes to system and characters that they would like to make later, but they take time to cook. And part of why they take time to cook is because they don't want to pull people off of working on future characters. So they have future changes planned. They're going to be patching every 5-ish weeks or so. I think the big patch is season 1. Whatever their big pass is on all these characters and tools and like movement stuff and whatever, and new character and console. A lot of stuff at the same time.